Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. Now, here today we're going to be talking about some NASCAR news that's been going on in the past couple hours. One was announced yesterday, three have been announced today, but we're going to be talking about it in this episode. So I guess let's just get it right off the bat. Let's just start off right at the back. Hailie Deegan. Now, if you guys all know Hailie Deegan's one of the up-and-coming prospects in the NASCAR, in any of the NASCAR series. She's going to be competing full-time in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series for DGR Crossley. Now, before it was announced that she was going to be running the 17, or she was going to be running full-time, but nobody knew what the number was. But now it has been announced that Hailie Deegan will be running the number 1 truck for DGR. I was about to say DGR Crossley, but Crossley actually left the team. So it's actually just now David Gillen Racing, otherwise known as DGR. And this is going to be very, very interesting because Hailie Deegan has some sponsorship for Monster Energy. And considering the fact that if you look at the Cup Series and you see that Kurt Busch has Monster Energy as his main sponsor, and what number does Kurt Busch drive, it's kind of interesting to see. Now, Kurt Busch obviously drives a Chevy, Hailie Deegan drives a Ford. After leaving Toyota Racing Development and signing with Ford, and now after Ford has lost their another one of their teams with Thor's Ford leaving going to Toyota, that's gonna be very interesting to see. It's gonna be really interesting to see how Hailie Deegan does in the truck series, and when it comes to Daytona, she'll be racing in her first race in that number 1 truck, and let's see, hopefully. Hey, who knows? Maybe Hailie Deegan can come out in the number 1 spot when it comes to in a month's time in Daytona. Now, speaking about Daytona, there was a young 15-year-old, 16-year-old driver named. Is he actually? No, he's not that young. He's like 17. I saw an article saying he was 15 or 16, and I really don't think he's that young because he competes in. Well, he's going to be competing in the ARCA Series, so I guess he is that young. So he's like 15 or 16. Now, if you guys do know who I'm talking about, he has been fined. Taylor Gray, ARCA Series driver who was doing some testing at Daytona, was fined $1,000 for video chat for basically recording himself driving in the race car, which in NASCAR is a no-no. You can't do because that's super dangerous. It's a good thing that on the video you can see that he doesn't look to be around anyone and he doesn't look to be around any cars, but that's still very dangerous. And the fact that NASCAR did this, NASCAR fined him $1,000 and put him on probation for the whole of the 2021 season means they will not tolerate this. NASCAR will not tolerate someone doing this. And just because you're 15 or 16 years old doesn't mean NASCAR won't go down hard on you, and this just proves the reason fact. NASCAR just fined a 15, 16-year-old $1,000. Taylor Gray is one of the Ford development drivers that's going to be coming up in through the series. He's probably going to be in the truck series, or I think he does compete part-time in the truck series, something like that. But this is going to be a learning experience for him now that he's done this, because now that he's done this and, he's received his consequence for this in the fine of $1,000, he's going to know never to do something like this again, and he's going to learn, have better experience, and become more mature. I mean, he's young. I mean, that's something a teenager would do. They would film themselves while they're driving, whether it's a car or whether it's a NASCAR race car. But this is going to be a learning experience for him, and we'll just have to see what comes of Taylor Gray and how he does in the ARCA Series and part-time in the Truck Series if he does compete part-time in the Truck Series. Now, speaking about more Daytona news, 2 drivers have been announced to partake in or try and qualify for the Daytona 500 in 2021. Let's get through the first driver that's going to try and qualify for 2021. Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon, the former what's the team name? I forgot the team name. Hold on. Ty Dillon, the former Germain Racing driver, is going to try and race and get into Daytona 500 for Gaunt Brothers Racing. Now, of course, the last time we saw Ty Dillon is with Germain Racing in that number 13. Germain Racing shut down this team after losing a lot of money, losing a lot of money through the whole COVID-19 pandemic. And basically, they sold their charter, so they're not going to be a team anymore. And Ty Dillon, that means Ty Dillon's going to be out of a ride. Of course, Ty Dillon is the second grandson of Richard Childress after his brother Austin Dillon. And I would have thought that Ty Dillon would have been able to secure a ride by now, considering the fact that he is with his grandfather Richard Childress. But this does mean that Austin Dillon does have a chance to still get a ride, because Spire Motorsports have two cars that are going to be competing full-time for the 2021 season. One of those cars has been filled, and Spire Motorsports has a technical alliance with Richard Childress Racing, so I guess they're probably going behind the scenes. There's something going on with Richard Childress, trying to probably talk to Spire about getting Ty Dillon in that seat. Because if you have Ty Dillon, I see potential in Ty Dillon. I think because Ty Dillon hasn't really been in like a semi-competitive car like his brother has with Austin Dillon and Richard Childress Racing. He's been in a backmarker car, so he hasn't really shown this opportunity. But there have been some races where Ty Dillon has been really, really good, and he's gotten some stage points in the car that shouldn't even be battling for stage points at certain tracks where they shouldn't even be competing for stage points. I think he got a stage win at Bristol. He got a stage win at Bristol Motor Speedway. So Ty Dillon, I do see potential in Ty Dillon. I really do hope that if it comes down to it, he is able to secure a deal with Spire Motorsports. But as far as the Daytona 500 goes, he's going to be racing for Gaunt Brothers Racing. It's going to be a one-race deal. He's going to be trying to get them into the Daytona 500 after Gaunt Brothers Racing, which has always been a part-time team, lost their driver in Daniel Suarez when Daniel Suarez went to Trackhouse Racing, and he's going to be competing in that number 99 Chevrolet. So, yeah, I hope Ty Dillon does eventually get a ride if it does happen with Spire Motorsports, but we'll have to see. Continue on with Spire Motorsports. They have a driver that's going to be alliance with Chip Ganassi Racing that's going to be trying to qualify for the Daytona 500. He's coming out of the Fox Sports broadcast booth. Jamie McMurray, the former driver of the number one for Chip Ganassi Racing, is going to try and compete and make it in to the Daytona 500 for Spire Motorsports. I think it's the number 77 he's going to try and compete in or try and qualify in. So this is going to be very interesting to see, because last time we saw Jamie McMurray was in a Spire Motorsports car, and I think he actually did make it into Daytona 500. I think Jamie McMurray retired in 2018, so I think that was the last time we've seen Jamie McMurray in like a NASCAR Cup Series car. Since then, he's been a part of Fox broadcast booth, been doing a very decent job. I think Jamie McMurray's been doing a very good job for the Fox broadcast booth. But now this is just going to be very interesting to see, because the NASCAR field, when it comes to qualifying for Daytona 500, there's a possibility that they're going to have more than 40 cars qualifying. And of course, you have 36 charter teams, and then you have the non-charter teams that are going to be trying to qualify. Guys like Beer Motorsports, who's going to have Noah Gragson trying to qualify. Obviously, I just talked about Ty Dillon for Gaunt Brothers Racing. You're going to have Jamie McMurray trying to qualify for Spire Motorsports. You're also going to have Kaz Grala try and qualify for Hailie Racing, who's going to be running a select few races in the Cup Series for Hailie Racing. So you're going to have a lot of very good potential drivers that are going to be trying to get into Daytona 500. And now, obviously, some of them will not be there. I think the Daytona 500 field is going to have at least 40 cars. So 4 drivers are going to make it. The rest are going to not make it. So I think when it comes, besides the 36 charter teams, I think there's going to be at least, I'd say about 8 or 9 more teams that are going to be trying to qualify for the Daytona 500. Of course, when it comes to the 36 charter teams, there's still a team that hasn't announced any of their 4 full-time drivers, and that is Rick Ware Racing. Actually, no, Rick Ware Racing announced today that they will have 1 driver competing full-time. I completely forgot who the name was, but they have announced 1 of their drivers to be competing full-time for the 2021 season. So that leaves 3 of Rick Ware Racing's cars to be left and to be decided on who's going to be driving in the 2021 season. But in terms of NASCAR news, that's all for today. Ty Dillon, again, going to be driving for Gaunt Brothers Racing, trying to get into the Daytona 500 in that number 96 Toyota. Jamie McMurray stepping out of the Fox Sports broadcast booth, trying to get Spire Motorsports their second car in the Daytona 500, because obviously they're gonna have Corey LaJoie in that number 7 car, REM, because they already have a charter with that team. NASCAR did fine Taylor Gray, the 15-16-year-old ARCA Series driver, $1,000 for driving while recording, basically recording while driving, which is a no-no in NASCAR. And Hailie Deegan will be racing for DGR, driving in the number 1 for the 2021 season in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. But anyway, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Please do smash the like button. I'll be posting more sports content for you guys to see in the coming days. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notification so you know my videos go live. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later with another video that'll probably be coming tomorrow. But anyway, guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.